Good evening, vinyl community. Aaron here, wishing you guys a wonderful midweek. I haven't made a video in a few weeks, so I thought it would be a great time to update you guys with some finds that I've had. I've been on quite the spree, either in online or yard sales, digging donations, and actually even visited some real record shops. First thing I'm going to show you guys is the stuff I got on Record Store Day, and then I'm going to move on to some of the stuff that, some of the older things that I found from digging and stuff that I've got online, and then lastly I'll show you a handful of the newer, new age vinyl that I've paid for. And start off with, well, first we are listening tonight to a 25-cent find. Earl Bostic, Altitude. Not in the greatest of shape, but I got it for a quarter. You know, it's on King Records. Got it for a quarter, and it's hard to turn down an old jazz style record for a quarter. And it doesn't have any skips, so pretty good jazz music there. Okay, on to Record Store Day stuff. My Record Store Day began at 5 in the morning. Well, actually 4:30. I didn't roll out of bed until 5. I thought, I've never done Record Store Day. I've always stayed at home. It's never been anything I've been interested in really being a part of. But this year, my buddy who has kids, he really showed interest in wanting the Ghostbusters thing. And he'd even talked about wanting something, Public Enemy, Ice-T, things like that. But we're in the same boat. Neither one of us really wanted to deal with people, crowds, and some of the things that Record Store Day kind of stood for. I didn't personally agree with some of it, but woke up at 5 in the morning and for no other reason, and I was like, I'm awake, so let's just go get coffee and go get in line. Nobody even showed up to get in line until almost around 9 a.m. So, egg on my face. It was kind of a wasted morning, but I was first in line, let's just say that, and they only had one copy of the Johnny Cash album, and this is the only thing I really wanted, and the only one in our town, and I ended up getting it, so I'll put it in one of these hard shell cases here. It is number 299. Still on the shrink, but I have it opened. Beautiful. Blue vinyl. And I believe, I don't see the price tag on this, but I believe I didn't pay anything more than $22. So. Secondly, I picked up the Sun compilation, which I believe was $13.98 here. Definitely a reasonable price for a full-length LP. And I'm a sucker for Sun, anything Sun. So I also got my buddy Ice-T. There was one copy of that. That's the theme here in our little town. Is our little record shop got one of a couple things. No Ghostbusters and no Public Enemy, I believe it was. The guy at the shop decided to keep those for himself before they even made their way out. I also picked up Butch Devo and the Sundance Gig. I did not get this one on Record Store Day. I picked this one up from Hoffa's in Athens, Ohio, about a week after Record Store Day in their leftovers pile. Surprised to find it there, but I cannot wait to watch the DVD that came with it. Very much a Devo fan. So that is all I picked up for Record Store Day 2014. Moving on to the next stack. I'm going to try to move this along a little quicker here. My buddy donated this one to the collection here the other day. It's a compilation album, Classic Yes, on A&R. Atlantic. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Got this one for $1. for no other reason than the cover. It's legendary, it's beautiful, and honestly, the music's pretty good. So, this one was kind of a surprise. I got it for free from that lot that I got a couple hundred albums from, but only a handful of them are salvageable, unfortunately. And luckily for me, it is the Allman Brothers. Live at the Fillmore East, double LP, cleaned up beautiful on Capricorn Records. I think I graded it at a very good plus, near mint maybe. Play graded, obviously. Great album, and just so happy that it actually played well. Next up, I got this for $3 at Hoffa's in Athens. It's Candy O, the Cars. Been on a Cars kick lately. This is an amazing 10-cent find. Brubeck, Dave Brubeck Quartet, Counting Down, Time in Outer Space. I cleaned it myself by hand, and it still sounded kind of maybe good plus, pops and cracks, and then my buddy Spin cleaned it for me, and I put it on this morning. If anybody saw my post there on the Facebook page, and it's up to very good plus. It is. I'm such a fan of the Spin Clean. It's just amazing how beautiful they make a record look and how good they can actually make a record sound. It's so much better than my hand method that I actually found from another VC member. It works, but it's not as good as the Spin Clean. $3 find. Vanilla Fudge. The Beat Goes On. It's on Atco Records. It's a unique record. It's got a mix of phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. It mixes things like classical music and the Beatles and Elvis. It's just really a unique listen. It's one of those concept albums you have to listen to from start to finish kind of things. Ray Charles meets Jimmy Witherspoon. This was $1 find. Cleaned up. Sounds pretty good. I don't have a lot of blues albums in my collection because they get rather pricey. Luckily, I came across this one, and I'm glad to have it. And I've listened to it 2 or 3 times now, and becoming quite the fan of the genre. And I posted these, I believe, this morning on the Facebook group, so I'm not going to spend much time with them. Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits, still in the shrink. It's the repressing on Reprise from I believe, the end of the 70s. Aerosmith, Done with Mirrors. Everything, including the song titles, are backwards, which made it really hard to try to figure out what I was even looking at, because I didn't recognize the label. Even everything besides the number there is backwards, even on the labels. Picked up Panorama, the Cars, really good shape. I have 2 or 3 copies of this already because I'm a big Mott the Hoople collector, but this is the first one that I've found on Quadraphonic. The sleeve isn't in great condition, as you can see, but the record looks okay, and after a spin cleaning, should sound decent. Spooky Tooth and Pierre Henry Ceremony. I've been warned that this is quite the concept album, and I'm very much looking forward to giving it a listen after it's been cleaned. Beatles 65. First Beatles record I've ever seen for $3 in the normal, the normal bin. Usually the antique shop think that if it has Beatles on it, it's worth large amounts of money, regardless of the condition. But this is definitely a $3 find. The cover's being held together by tape, but it is on the Capitol with the rainbow label. Still in the shrink wrap. Randy Newman, Born Again. Big Randy Newman fan. I really dig his face paint there, and it's got the sticker on the front there. It doesn't look like it's ever been played. It's on Warner Brothers. This one was given to me by a good friend, Monty Python Live at City Center. I haven't cleaned this one yet, but big fan of comedy albums, and who doesn't love Monty Python, other than, obviously, my friend. Okay. The newer records, 180 Gs, are getting ridiculously heavy. Okay, most of these I picked up from Hoffa's or from the internet. Big shout out to the Hoffa's folks in Athens. Gave me a really good deal one time. Not so much the second time. I had to pay cash because didn't get the deal that I was hoping for. Anyways, finally got a copy of the Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks. It's not the original pressing, it's the 180G repressing on normal black colored vinyl. Still really, sounds really good. It's a beautiful album. The new Cloud Nothings 2014 release. If you're into screaming and just really good, it's really good like pop music, not pop, punk. What I call punk anyways. I don't do the whole screamo scene, so that's about it, just because I really like the way they build their song structures. They actually feel like they have a point and they're not just 2 minutes of yelling and then it's over with. It could be 7 minutes of build to one moment of just like, and that's why I like them. So. Next album, my buddy Jeremy doesn't know I have this one yet. Wallflowers, Glad All Over. Picked this one up for $8 on eBay. It's on the old school Columbia looking label there. It actually is a really, really good record. Jakob Dylan has brought, you know, his solo records had such great writing, obviously, because, you know, Jakob Dylan was amazing. But some of the Wallflower stuff isn't quite up to the, you know, the part of Jakob Dylan's solo stuff. But this album really, really has some amazing writing. Stuff that could have been on his solo records just transferred over to this band. One of my all-time favorite singers. I discovered him many years ago on a Kazaa when I first got file sharing when I was still a teenager. Brett Dennen. Believe this is the only vinyl he has out. I'm waiting for his new album, Smoke and Mirrors, to come out on vinyl. This is his second newest release. This is Loverboy. Dual tone release. Two albums, 180 Gs. He has a lot of potential to be a big star. He just needs that one hit. And every album is just amazing. Every album has that hit. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his voice, I don't know. He's very unique. You just have to give him a listen and decide for yourself if you can handle the voice, because, you know, Bob Dylan is the same way. A lot of people love his lyrics but can't stand to listen to him because of his voice. I happen to love it, and that's probably why I like Brett Dennen, because he's just damn unique. Next is my collection of Islands. This is Ski Mask. Sleeping and Forgetting came with a CD. And this is, I believe it's called Vapors. Yeah, Vapors. And, Arm's Way. And then this is the lead singer's solo album. I've showed this one before. This is Nick Diamond's I Am an Addict. If you haven't picked it up yet, go to GarageBand, I believe it is, and do yourself a favor and take a listen to that. Nick Diamond's I Am an Addict. It's such a cool album. But the best Islands record so far for me is Ski Mask from 2013 release on Menke. It's easily my second favorite album of last year besides Elvis Costello's Wise Up Ghost. There's not a bad song on this. I've talked all my way through the first side of that record. So that's a good sign to wrap it up with one final record. Finally, something I can mark off of my bucket list here, my want list. It's been on the want list since I started the want list. My favorite album when I was growing up as a child, the Blue album. And I spent $37 on an original mastered recording and it's the gatefold. The record feels like it's 200 Gs, if not more. It is extremely heavy, extremely thick, and it came in this really nice, I believe it's rice paper sleeve. Well, that's it. I've got tons more stuff, but this is enough for one video. Thank you guys for being patient, and enjoy the music.